Hello, in this video I want to show you what's going on behind the scenes with our functions when we're calling with a namespace. Primarily to show you exactly where the breaks are, so that if you have an error, this will help you more quickly diagnose what particularly has gone wrong. So we've got three plugins we're going to use. We've got the black box plugin, which you'll find in the WordPress repository, which I've talked about before. We've also got the simple show hooks, which also is in the repository, and I've also discussed before, and the WAMP dashboard message, and I've done a demo version of this just so I know the difference between this and the other versions of the plugin. So if I run this to start with, you will see that nothing happens. I've got no content there and I have an error, and the error is call user function array expects a parameter to be valid callback my dashboard widgets not found. And that's what you will get if you have your code which is there, which is add an action dashboard setup calls my dashboard widgets. There's my dashboard widgets. My dashboard widgets is a WP add action widget, which acts as a custom help widget with the title of my dashboard message, and the function called is dashboard first message, which is up there. Now if I move that all, as I did, behind a namespace, you get the error. So the error is call user function array. Now you will always see this one come up because this is the user function array which is used by add action. So this is where your data is being dropped when you add actions. It goes into the call user function array. And what the system is saying is that I've got a function called my dashboard widgets and I can't find it. Well, the reason you can't find it is because I've just put it in a namespace. But what I haven't done is I haven't told my code to include the namespace. So if I include the namespace, put a dot there and a slash afterwards, save that, now go back and I'll go back to the home page. We get another error. So call user function expects parameter to be valued callback dashboard first message dot found. That's not right, it should be found now. No, it won't be found. Of course it won't be found. Why won't it be found? Because I've only changed one of them. So call user function as opposed to call user function array. So if you get a call user function array, you have seen a problem with your namespace not being there in your add action. If you get a user function array message, that most often happens. Home. When the function it's being called is not there. And let's just, before we fix that completely, let's go to simple show hooks. Simple show hooks will show us the hooks that are being used, and if we go to dashboard setup, there it is. And at the moment it is calling WAMP my dashboard widgets, which is correct. That's what it should be calling. So that's brilliant, that works. So we can see where that's coming in. There it is. So if we just copy that. Yes, I know, I love copying and pasting. And then save that, go back, close that. We'll stop showing hooks a second. Let's go back to there. You can see it's working, there are no errors. Close that, go to simple show action hooks. Dashboard setup is calling WAMP dashboard widgets. Okay, so supposing we change it to WAMP /MSG. Now, because we're using the namespace constant, we don't need to make any other changes. So we can go back into here and we can hit home, and you can see it's now wamp/message/dashboard widgets. So if we wanted to do it the old way, we could change this to /wamp/msg, and that would work the same. Save it. Well, let's change it to MSG1 so you know that it is different. Home, no errors, and dashboard setup is now WAMP MSG1. So that is how it works in the namespace. I suppose we could include another file and change the namespace. Yes, why don't we do that? Doesn't really make any sense except for this experiment. So if we now take that and we put it into here, okay, that is now outside the namespace. There's no namespace there. Get it included. Still no errors, and it's still calling it dashboard widgets, and the dashboard widget is showing up. Why? Because in there it's going to the correct namespace for the other file. So even if I call this namespace another, it will still work because it's calling directly into the other namespace. And there it is, and it's still calling into there. Now, if I make this namespace control or constant, that will not work because this namespace will refer to another. So if I do that, save that, we should get a big fat error. We do, and we are told call user function array expects parameter to be callback. In other words, call user function array now cannot find the other call. So it cannot find my dashboard widgets. Can't find my dashboard widgets because it's in another namespace. If I now switch so they're both using the same namespace, home, there it goes away, and now calling the correct namespace. I hope that helps you when you're diagnosing or diagnosing problems when your namespace is not seeming to be calling the function that you expect it to. And of course, when that happens, if you haven't got anything like this running, if you didn't have this running there, then all you would see is nothing. You would see your code not executed and you wouldn't have a clue why. So what I suggest you do is for your diagnostics, you make sure you have those two plugins installed. It will give you clues to what's going on without you having to go and look at a PHP error log or anything else like that. But that's how they work together, and next we'll do another video where we'll look at the same issues, but this time we'll go into classes. So I'll see you in the next video.